GM everyone. I'm Peter from Near Week, your source for what's next on Near, and welcome to the Near Town Hall August edition. As we all know, the world is in a moment of deep transition. AI is all over the place. Eventually, it will act, trade, make decisions on our behalf and on their own. And to make that work, we need more than just smarter models. We need infrastructure, we need railroads, but we also need privacy, verifiability, and most importantly, user ownership. And that is Near Protocol. So when we say Near is for AI, we mean it, and we're building it. Let's get into the town hall. As always, our first presenter is Near's co-founder, Illia Polosukhin. I'm just going to bring you to the stage, Illia. Hello, sir.
Awesome. I hope everyone's doing great. It's been a hot summer, and let's dive in. Next slide. Yeah, so we've been having amazing momentum around Intense. I encourage everyone to keep spreading the word about new partnerships, about new integrations, and also just get more people to try it out. Obviously, we have kind of a number of front ends integrated and search swap that is really cool front end built by Surge. So really exciting. More chains are coming. More applications are using it. So one of the kind of core pieces of this chain abstracted vision as well as AI vision coming together. And there's more. I think Alex will really talk more about the roadmap and things that are in progress. We have a couple of really cool things happening in August. One of them is House of Stake launch. So really excited kind of for the first version to go live. It's obviously been a long road, but we need the kind of way for stakeholders to really express their opinion. I think we all seen the vote that happened with the inflation reduction, and kind of one of the learnings we've seen there, right, is just not enough validators are participating in governance. Kind of talking with some of them offline, the response was that they're not able to do it for a variety of kind of policy compliance reasons. And so we have this challenge right now that kind of participants that should be responsible for some of the decisions are not able to participate. And so we need to give the voice directly to the stakeholders, to the token holders. So House of Stake is really bringing that together and going to enable us to make these decisions not limited by, some of the kind of validators, and the token holders can directly allocate their votes to the representatives they think are representing the best. We also have a ton of progress on the decentralized conventional machine learning. I'm not going to spoil the kind of releases here just yet, but just stay tuned for some interesting things coming out. Now, I'll give you some updates on the team and the information side, and then we're going to review how all the different pieces of blockchain for AI are working together. So yeah, let's dive in. Next slide. So we had quite a kind of a cohort of people joining in the past kind of I guess like 6 weeks. I think I mentioned George last town hall. He joined as chief growth officer with a ton of experience across product and operations and growth and starting his own startups. So really excited to have him. He's been already making tremendous impact across the board. Restarted San Francisco office and kind of creating a really powerful hub there. We have another George who joined on specifically DeFi side, coming from Lombard and Gauntlet and a number of other crypto projects before, bringing kind of experience of like DeFi across the whole Web3 ecosystem. We have Chris Briseno coming as a CMO. the last thing, he was at Thai before Bullish and Bloomberg, bringing a ton of experience, both how to lead marketing teams and tell the story, as well as how to lead AI teams that do marketing. So I'm really excited to see kind of increased multiplied productivity of our marketing team and AI working together. Finally, we have Matt Kummel, who joined as SVP of Institutional and Enterprise, coming from DCG, a ton of experience across institutional engagement, strategy, and working kind of in this large, complex, lots of startups, lots of spin-offs, ecosystems like DCG, as well as TradFi. And so really excited to have you on board, helping out with a number of efforts we have in the foundation and ecosystem. So really excited, a kind of amazing cohort of people who joined, been already, kicking ass across the board, and hope everyone here will see them more across Twitter Spaces, town halls, etc. Next slide. So let's talk a little bit about how all of this pieces together. I talk a lot about AI, intents, how there's everything will be driven by assistant. So how does this actually work, right? Well, it starts as a user, right? As a user, you'll have your predictive assistant that runs on your devices. It will be kind of a coherent operating system that powered by AI, that has all your context, all of the understanding kind of is what you're doing. It's able to predict what you're going to do. It's able to execute actions on your request, and it's able to sometimes decide and act even when it thinks it kind of what's best for your interest without you confirming, right? Kind of autonomously as an assistant, a personal assistant would do. Now, if we go to the next slide, this assistant is interacting with other AI assistants, right? My AI assistant interacts with your AI assistant, or with other businesses and their AIs or agents that just exist in the world, right? So how do they actually interact, right? So if you go to the next slide, this is where the kind of the protocol we've introduced earlier this year called AITP comes in, because that's a way to interact between different agents and communicate and find out what you want to get done. And then intents is kind of a part of that protocol, allowing to actually have commercial agreement. So to give you an example, let's say, like I did a blood test, the results arrived on the email, my predictive AI assistant read that email, figured out that, I'm low on some elements, so I need some vitamins. And so my assistant directly just went to a pharmaceutical company's AI and said, hey, here's the medical results. Here's what I think is needed, but you're an expert. What are the different things that are the best supplements that Illia should take? That AI, analyzed this information, figured out what's the right thing, maybe even went and synthesized those and shipped it. And so they actually had intent of delivering that product, paying for it. That money got an escrow, product got delivered, escrow got released, and I got the supplements I need that are specifically designed for me. And this was all done automatically, right, without me even prompting to do that. So that's kind of what AITP is really creating this communication protocol between different AIs and how they communicate. And intent is the commercial agreement, right? The payments, the delivering the results, making sure the results actually are correct and satisfy the requirements we have. So next slide. So AITP stands for Artificial Intelligence, Agentic Interaction and Transaction Protocol. This needs to be fixed. And so it's really at the core a natural language communication between different AI agents, right? AI agents are designed to communicate in natural language, as well as tool calls and kind of specific standards. And so we have in AITP a number of standards of communication for them to exchange structured information. And so intent is one of these communications, right? Where think of it as like a legal handshake between parties on creating this specific outcome. And this outcome can be just exchanging different assets. It can be buying something physical. It can be a proper legal contract. It can be buying real estate, e-commerce, etc. So really, kind of this idea of kind of country parties, finding them, creating this commitment, and then evaluating, and then if something goes wrong, having a dispute process to make sure it happens correctly. Next slide. So importantly, there's also, there can be other people's or businesses, the agents that run on their side, and there can be agents that don't have legal, like normal, traditional legal entity that has a natural people in it. Right? This is what we call autonomous agents or shade agents, where there's literally no natural person, right? No physical body that is responsible for this. There might be still a legal entity, right? This may be still registered in specific jurisdiction, but this is run fully by AI, right? And so the benefit is this AI now has AITP to communicate with other agents and AIs and intends to do commercial agreements, right? Let's imagine this AI runs a coffee shop. Well, it needs to order coffee beans. It needs to be able to pay rent. It needs to be able to do all those things. Well, intent is the protocol how it's doing all of this. Next slide. So intent is exactly how it will, go and actually get, for example, has a contract for renting the real estate and pay for it to, even non-AI actors. Next slide. Now, all this is only possible if we have privacy and verifiability. Privacy is important because we're going to have these agents have a ton of context about yourself. They're going to know everything about you. They're going to be listening. They're going to be reading all your email, knowing everything in your calendar. And so we need privacy to make sure that this is not going to, all end up being subpoenaed by someone, as Sam mentioned recently, but also just in general, like to make sure nobody will be able to exploit it in any way. Now, verifiability gives you this ability to know exactly what model, what agents, etc. run, but also it enables the autonomous agents, right? They are able to run because they have kind of verifiable execution and a confidential state, right? Because as any agent, it will need to have some private memory, right, that you cannot go and look into. And so that's what DCML enables. DCML is a cloud of confidential CPUs and GPUs with verifiability that enables all of this kind of interactions between different agents. Next slide. And we also need a user on the AI model, right? This is really because if you don't have a user model, right? Let's say we grab, one of those open source models that just came out. The challenge is you don't know what went into it. You don't know what bias it has. You don't know if, somewhere in the model coded that, send all the money to the specific address, right? When it runs in this predictive mode and does actions. So you need to have a very kind of clear model that everybody like kind of inspectable, that it doesn't have any malicious encoding in it. Next slide. So this is kind of how all these pieces fit together. Like the model needs to be able to run, to be trained and run on a cloud that enables it to be verifiable, right? How the training works. The model only is able to be trained if there's a monetization process, right? Because we need to pay for the investment to train it. So we need a monetization, which again, DCML enables. You need kind of users and businesses that, want to use this confidential inference. And so all of these pieces really kind of are based on DCML as the infrastructure, user on AI that uses it, and then all the agents run on top of it. All right, next slide. Yeah, so model trained and served through the DCML. Next slide. I'm running late, and there's a ton of people who are presenting a lot of cool stuff. So kind of to just finish on this, right? We have effectively 4 work streams here, right? We have the DCML that builds this core infrastructure and kind of model fine-tuning training facility. We have intents, which creates this unified market where anything can be transacted. We have agentic protocols, which are this future of human kind of humanless businesses, right? Like fully autonomous businesses, which are run by AI. And we have assistant, which is what you're interacting on the user side, which really allows you to replace apps and websites and just go fully on with AI, leveraging all these components. So that's the future we're building, kind of autonomous AIs and agents running on verifiable and confidential cloud, and making sure that everything is interconnected with in a unified market. All right. Next slide. I also just want to highlight we've opened up a token season on Near, and so it's really exciting. I want to congratulate Rhea team with a great launch, as well as Public AI. I think is going kind of public doing their coinless sale today. So congrats, and more teams to come. Obviously, we had a really great blog post about a bunch of teams that are in the pipeline. So really exciting, and I'm looking forward to more great news from the teams, including the ones that are here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming, Illia. And as Illia just highlighted, I also encourage anyone interested to check out the blog post posted on near.org/blog about the upcoming token season on Near protocol. Rhea just went live last week, and we got Public AI going live today, and we have, I think, at least 10 additional ones coming up that are super interesting. So everyone check it out. And lastly, check out the decentralized machine learning cloud framework. This is stuff that hits really hard. Super interesting what you're building. Cannot wait to see what's next. Thanks for coming, Illia. So next up, we got Nikita from Everclear. And Everclear is the protocol that underpins a new generation of cross-chain financial infrastructure that aims to make liquidity settlement seamless, programmable, and permissionless for every blockchain and digital asset ecosystem. So one could say that Everclear is to blockchain what Visa Swift is to banks, and I'm super excited that Near Foundation and Near Protocol has just partnered with them. Welcome, Nikita.
Hey, Peter. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. You can add your screen if you'd like to.
Give me a sec. Sure. Can you see it right now?
1 second. I'll just add it to the stage. I'll just take my own down. Boom. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put a small timer on in the upper corner, Nikita, so you know if you're on time or not. Thanks.
Sure. Thanks. Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me again. So I'll give a brief intro to what Everclear is and tell you what we've been up to in the past couple of months and how we plan to partner with Near Intents as well. So basically, Everclear is the first clearing layer. If you take a look into the interoperability space, there is a huge problem. So basically, there is that kind of hot potato problem when everyone is trying to pass the liquidity to another layer, trying to rebalance the funds across different chains. So the user passes this problem to different bridges like Across, Rhea, and others. Then they pass that kind of issue to their solvers who are helping them. The solvers usually pass the problem either to other bridges or centralized exchanges, and so on and so forth. So everyone is trying to find that point where they can rebalance the funds, but for the past years, this kind of entity didn't exist. On the other side, there was always an issue for both bridges and centralized exchanges that basically there is no fast way to launch new chains. And if you are launching new chains, you have to fracture your liquidity. You end up with rebalancing issues and lots of more kind of problems. So that's why we thought that probably in the space there should be an entity that settles all the invoices for everyone and helps everyone to rebalance the funds. And basically, while we were thinking about that kind of problem, we figured out that basically there is a traditional thing in traditional finance called netting. And if we take a look at the DeFi space, roughly 80% of all the flows across different chains can be actually netted out. But for that to happen, you need one entity to aggregate those kind of flows. And that's basically what Everclear is. So we are building kind of a clearinghouse which aggregates the flows from different solvers, centralized exchanges, market makers, other bridges, and nets out what can be netted out, making things more and more efficient for everyone in the process. So basically, we launched our first MVP in September last year. I think we've launched beta in January or February, started the year with something like 5 million in monthly volume, and hit 500 million in total volume this July. So by now, I would say that most of the bridges in the space are already working with us. So we have users from across solvers using us as well. Li-Fi is currently integrating us. Puffer is actively using us. Toka Labs is using us. Yo and many others. So basically, right now we started to be a kind of mainstream layer for clearing for different cross-chain protocols, helping them or their solvers to rebalance liquidity across different chains. And we are also entering into the first partnership with a centralized exchange, helping them to rebalance the funds as well. For the past couple of months, we've been working mainly on 2-3 different things. First of all, we are always working on the chain coverage. So right now, the main thing that we are planning to ship next week or a week after is actually Tron support. So by now, we are supporting probably 25 different chains. Most of them are EVM based. The other one is Solana, and we are planning to launch Tron pretty soon. Also, we are planning to add new EVM based chains in September. So we're looking into the hype chains that are launching in the near future and planning to work with them. The other important thing that we are always looking into is the settlement time. So basically for the solvers and our users, it's super important that their invoices are settled pretty fast. So by now we've reached something around 15 to 20 minutes on average in the settlement time. And this was a pretty huge journey, which we started from over a couple of hours of settlement time. And it shows pretty nice traction in terms of the new users who are joining the protocol. Apart from that, you might have noticed the information about our partnership with Near. So basically in July, we've announced that deal. And we've been working on integration of Near intents into, first of all, our internal solver, and then into the protocol in general. So, and we plan to work more and more with Near on that. So in general, the main focus for us right now is on decreasing settlement time more, launching other new chains, and probably going into the direction of new assets as well. We are right now working on RevBTC, for example, as the new asset. And we're also looking in cross-asset settlement. So before that, we've been usually focused on the one-to-one bridging operations, but we also want to focus on cross-chain asset settlement, for example, USDC to USDT settlement across different chains, because lots of users have been asking us for that. So yeah, that's probably us in a nutshell. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much for coming, Nikita. And I recommend everyone watching this call to go check out Everclear out. Really interesting stuff, and excited to have you as part of the Near family. Best of luck building going forward. Next up, was briefly touched upon in the beginning, and Nikita also mentioned it briefly. We got Near Intents, and we got no one else but our very Near OG, Alex Shevchenko on the mic.
Has figured out the best yapper of Near Protocol.
Exactly. Who would have thought? Well, let me know when to change the slides.
Yeah. Let's go. I have a very quick update, but I think that it's pretty interesting for the Near ecosystem to share. So let's dive directly into it. The thing that we're working on right now from the protocol standpoint is called escrow swaps or escrow intents. So this is a new type of an intent that is going to be supported by the near intents. And the flow is pretty simple. Alice transfers to contract some tokens. It also initializes this contract with a timeout, who is able to resolve it, so can I release the funds, and the requester. And then after this, in some point in time, this resolver, which might be another near contract or AI agent or actually human, it just resolves an escrow and requester gets the tokens. Now, it is a very simple flow from one side. However, it actually enables quite a lot of different use cases. Some of them have kind of Illia mentioned also previously. So through the escrow swaps, any marketplaces can be built. Food deliveries, transportation, workforce, something like an AI agents marketplace, or the commerce use cases, these can be enabled. And I'm really looking forward seeing many use cases, many of such use cases to be popping up just like daisies in spring. And it would be really, really nice to have. However, to the current setup of the near intents that is focused mostly on swapping of crypto between different chains, it also brings some optimizations, and including the optimized solvers. So let's go to the next slide here. Now, the reason why it is important for the solvers is that with the escrow swaps and with this escrow intents, market makers that are connected to the near intents are actually able to lock the particular transaction that the user wants to execute, and for example, for 10 seconds. And within this time frame, this market maker is able to, for example, provide the liquidity as collateral to the lending protocol, get a loan of a particular asset that the user requests, and close the escrow, deliver these assets to the user, and then get the user assets to him. And then the market maker need to figure out how to close the lending position and get back his collateral. But the great thing so it's kind of a natural evolution. Funny enough, this is actually an innovation in the intent space. There are currently, to my best knowledge, there are no intent protocols who are supporting this type of flow. And the great thing about it is that it brings tons of very good features to the intent protocol. First of all, it allows for much better capital utilization for the market makers. So market makers now, if they want to trade Bitcoin, Sol, Near, ETH, they don't need to hold liquidity in all of these assets. Instead, they can only hold stables, and that is going to be okay, because then in just within 10 seconds, using one of the lending markets on Near protocol, they are able to get any of the liquidity, which is super great. Besides that, if the market makers are holding only stables, it means that they are decreasing their inventory risks, because maybe some market makers just don't want to hold Sol. It's a little bit too volatile for them, for their business model. So they keep a stable coin, and that's okay for them. And then they get in the exposure to a particular asset that user is selling to them only for a short period of time, and they are kind of doing all of this activity around the lending protocol and closing the lending positions. Now, this change is beneficial not only for a single market maker, but to all of the market makers that are connected to the protocol, because now all of the lending protocols of Near become a shared liquidity layer for Near intents. At the moment, some people are asking us questions like, if we are going to Dune and checking out what is the TVL inside of Near intents, and it is approximately about 10, 12, 15 million only, but we are able to settle, tens of millions of volume per day. And how is this happening? But now the answer, and then this is not scalable. What is the plan around the TVL and stuff like that? And now the answer to them, after the escrow swaps and escrow intents are going to land there, the answer will be very simple. the TVL of near intents is the TVL of the whole near protocol. And not only near protocol, because in case the escrow swap is taken, for example, not 10 seconds, but 30 minutes, then we will be able to use things like Everclear to rebalance things. And we would be able to tap into the liquidity of the other chains, the on-chain liquidity and the lending market on these chains right away. So this is the actual move towards aggregation of all of the liquidity that is available across the crypto market. And obviously, much bigger swaps will be possible with just low latency drop, just because near lending protocols have tons of liquidity. And also, this would finally allow ordinary users to provide their liquidity that is going to work inside of the intents by providing this liquidity into the lending protocols. This is another feature that was highly requested. So people are used to being able to be in LPs in the AMM style DEXs. So now people will be able to become LPs in near intents too. We're targeting to release the escrow swaps together with the this optimized solver setup in the end of Q3. So in the end of Q3, this is when the escrow swaps are going to be available, or escrow intents. And in the beginning of Q4, this is when the these optimized solvers are going to be available for everybody. So this is pretty great, and looking really forward to this thing, especially taking into account that this enables quite a lot of additional use cases. Similarly, very simple functionality, but it brings so much benefits to everybody. And besides that, I also would like to mention that we do have another smaller feature, but that actually adds up to the same type of problem, or kind of elevating the same problem, which is called streaming swaps. So this is a feature that would allow users to create this new type of swaps that are called streaming swaps, that are actually doing the time-weighted average within swapping time. So instead of doing a single big, whatever, 1 Bitcoin to ETH swap, the user will be able to split it into smaller chunks with a much less price impact within a longer period of time, for example, like an hour or maybe even a day. This can work in combination with escrow swaps and actually allow an even bigger swaps. So I do believe that streaming swaps together with these escrow swaps would be able to deliver a single transaction of 100 million plus swaps that are powered by near intents. And in general, super excited with all of the additional use cases that are brought and integrated with near intents. Just recently, Trust Wallet has integrated near intents, and because of this, we see quite a lot of volume that is picking up there. And there are many new partnerships that are in line and are going to be delivered soon. Thanks everybody for supporting near intents. Spread the knowledge about it. Spread the knowledge about the default front end, and also about all of the distribution channels that have already integrated near intents. Thank you.
If that isn't one of the most bullish updates you've heard so far about Near, I don't know what that was. Big up to the whole Near Intents team and the Near Growth team for pushing it. Trust Wallet integration sounds like that's just going to be another one of them looking back at the Near Intents journey in a year. Big up to you and the team, Alex. Next up, we got Asimov Protocol Arto, bringing you on here.
Hey, Peter.
Screen?
Yes, let me share my screen from my side, and then later you can roll the demo video I sent you.
Yeah, just let me know to hit the video play, and I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, so good to be back on. It's been, I believe, half a year or so since last time. This was February when we just starting out. And what are we up to since then? I'll give a brief update. So we are Asimov protocol. You can follow us at Asimov_protocol. I'm Arto Bendiken, a name probably familiar to many in the ecosystem. And we have been quite busy the last half a year. At the time when we last spoke, we were just gearing up to head over to the US for East Denver and then a month in SF. Did a big fundraising trip over there, talked to tons of people. And that clarified very much what we presented on the February town hall. So on the February town hall, we were speaking about a global knowledge market for user-owned AI. We have since then milestoned this journey a bit, meaning that so many people told us that the absolute highest value that we could provide right now with the technologies that we are using would be a sort of a personal intelligence layer that combines confidential data with public data sources. And this is something that's uniquely enabled by the technology basis that I spoke about in February, meaning knowledge graphs as a universal data model where it's possible to intersect any data set with another data set. For example, you could bring in your confidential instant messages, an email, and then combine those with public data sources like Crunchbase, your Twitter followers, your LinkedIn contacts, heaven forbid, and the like, Luma events, let's say. Since we last were here, we were airlifted into the DAGI accelerator by the fine folks at Delphi Labs and Cyberfund, also supported by various foundations. And this was a swell 8 weeks. Even as an experienced startup founder, we got a lot of value out of this journey. And this also further honed our, let's say, product focus. So in the last month, we have soft launched the Asimov platform, which is the means through which you can actually basically universally pull in any information about anything. It's a modular platform that has a lot of support for different data sources, including confidential private data sources, as well as public data sources, as I mentioned. And this is available. I'd say it's a kind of a beta form right now, but you know, we use it every day and we push out updates very regularly. So this is over on Asimov-platform on GitHub, and also Asimov-modules on GitHub, where we have a ton of modules in the works and available. An example of a module is the IMAP module. So for those technically inclined, you may know that IMAP is the dominant email protocol these days. And this is an example of the use of the platform. You can just pull in any email folders from any IMAP server, and then you can unify that with your instant messages and your contact data, anything else that you have, public or private. Another example is the Signal module. So the Signal module pulls in, it decrypts your messages from Signal desktop and makes those available to the platform, where you can then do interesting things with it, as I will demonstrate shortly in the demo. I also want to mention that we have been very frequent guest on the Near AI pods, the weekly What Did You Ship pods, and I want to really thank Cameron over there for his great support. This has just been very nice to see. And I want to mention, this is a shout out to Vlad Frolov. We have partook in the Race of Slots leaderboard every month. So about 40% of the monthly leaderboard top 10 are our developers, including someone from our team who has claimed the top spot the last 2 months. And I think going with Peter Salomonson for a tie on this month potentially. So if you don't know what Race of Slots is, please look at that website. It's pretty cool, and I think all Near ecosystem projects should use it. So with that, I would ask you to roll the demo video, a 1 minute demo video recorded just prior to this pod. Yeah, so here what we are seeing is our first consumer product called Positron, which integrates into various software. Here we are using Raycast. With this integration, you are gaining a personal intelligence layer that allows you to bring in all of the data in your life, for which we have a module, and then ask questions about it, of course, in the usual way, using importantly local models. So you don't have to send any of your confidential data into the cloud. As we see here in this example, we are pulling in Telegram messages and Signal messages. This is a highly requested feature. Everybody is drowning in Telegram messages in particular. So that's one of the integrations and points of use that we have for our product. And others that worth mentioning, we also integrate, of course, through MCP into Cloud Desktop, which we demoed in past months. And we also have non-MCP integrations like Obsidian. This is the site that's going live later today. This is at getpositron.ai, where you can sign up for the early access waitlist. Also want to mention, most recently, I was on the Silicon Valley podcast. That might be of interest to some. And as of next week, I'll be back in SF for our first institutional fundraise, discussions around that. And I'll also be on stage at Create the Future Summit next Wednesday, in case somebody's there and wants to chat. So that's our update, Peter, for August.
Thank you so much for coming, Ato, and really cool to see all the progress that's been made since you first announced Asimov protocol. I'm super happy for you and the team, and keep up the good work. Highly encourage anyone to check out what they're building. It is truly innovative. Next up, we got Rhea Finance, and we have our very own Escobar on the call. Are you there, sir?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
doing well. How are you, sir? You must be doing great. You must be doing great. I couldn't be happier on your behalf. You deserve it.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'll just share my screen, Peter, on my side. Just a quick update from Rhea Finance. It's post TGE. So a little bit of background if there's a new community member in NEAR. What's the background of Rhea Finance? It's a previously Rhea Finance and Borrow Finance, the biggest tax and lending on NEAR. The merging narrative has been around for some time. Then we decided to make it happen this 2025. Right. So the narrative that Rhea tried to deliver is a chain abstracted liquidity solution aligned with NEAR tech stack on chain abstraction. Post Rhea launch, unifying DeFi into one power layer built on NEAR signature strength. As we all know that Rhea has supported BTC native DeFi, which is user can supply native BTC directly from BTC chain using their native wallet. Then right now we also start supporting BNB chain. So that's how we go through all this chain signature solution, which is the most important thing for us is how to ensure that user don't need to care about the chain. It's just like a simple single DApp for every DeFi activity. But actually it's all using the liquidity stay on NEAR and also the transaction using NEAR. Infra and ecosystem deliver achieve. Post TGE, it's just official 1 week post TGE. We have launched XRhea as our utility token. So user need to stake Rhea and then they can get XRhea. Which is XRhea will be utilized as a boost for the lending protocol where they can get more incentive and they can get yield on top of it. While at the same time, we also unlock BSC like I mentioned before. So Rhea token on BSC can be staked directly to our Near contract, and they can receive like 50% APY per today. Then we also completed a native airdrop claim center for Near ecosystem. So as we can see, there is a yapping program happening. Near yapping program also claimable through airdrop hub, which is on our app.rhea.finance. It's also including all the upcoming ecosystem token that will be able to utilize that airdrop hub as the place to claim all their airdrops allocated. 30 July, after 24 hours of our TGE, we have hit trending topic on X, like 53K tweet just in less than 24 hours happening, yapping about Rhea, which has captured a lot of attention from the whole crypto ecosystem, and bring a lot of attention for Near, especially there's a Near token season. Ecosystem tractions, highlighted by Binance Alpha. It's basically one of the way that all the token launch happen right now, and we are featured as the top token, top trending token in the first 3 days. Lastly, is there is a Zcash volume that has been leading. So on Rhea side, Zcash volume has been leading in the total market compared to other CX as well, and it's like around 120 million. It's all come from Zcash community. So what's next for Rhea itself after token launch, and what we try to tackle in the market is basically how we can find out the product market fit in terms of DeFi, because everyone is yapping about infra, but this is more than just an infra. We're supposed to be the application layer. Then we prove that chain signature is really useful to the market. The upcoming things for us is BSC wallet integration. So all BSC wallet in the market will be able to do transaction like lending, swap, whatever they want to do with their assets is doable as long as their assets supported on Rhea side. And we're gonna take Near intent as part of our routing on our swap transaction. Lastly, we're gonna have Near, which is our new Rhea's native LSD for Near. So that also enable user to do cross-chain staking through the wrap Near that they have in the other chain. They can just stake directly on Rhea. The next thing is
I think we have an issue. Escobar, can you hear me? Your device was disconnected, my friend. If not, do you want to come on again? Escobar, can you hear me?
Yeah, for sure. But I think we're good. I cover everything.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all good right now. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Escobar, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Peter.
I highly encourage anyone, again, I said there's all projects on the town hall, but there's so much good stuff going on, and Rhea really been building for ages. They really deserve the launch that they've had so far, and I expect a lot more from their growth from their end. Next up, we have the Near Devhub team, and Ori, I'm gonna bring you to the stage. Hello, sir.
Hey, Peter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clearly. I'm just gonna add your screen to the stage, and you're ready to present.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, everyone. I'm Ori, and I'm from the Devhub product team. And today I want to give you a brief update on two projects that we've been working on for the last several months to support the Near ecosystem. So it's Near Treasury and NERN. And they both solve different problems for different users, but they also overlap and are already in active use across the ecosystem. So let's start with Near Treasury, which we built to solve a really common problem in Web3, which is managing of shared funds. Whether you're a small DAO team trying to approve payments or a larger finance org managing your assets at scale, you're often stuck in manual workflows, juggling various wallets, tools, multiple stakeholders, and it's just hard to keep track of what's happening, who approved what, and when. And that's exactly what Near Treasury was built to solve. It gives you everything you need to manage a shared treasury in one place. You can configure members, permissions, and voting policies for how decisions get made, create payment requests and approve them via multi-sig all on-chain, manage your treasury assets directly, including staking, swaps, and lockups, and finally get full visibility into your balances, activity, and transaction history, also with simple export options for reporting or audit purposes. It's really built to be flexible, like whether you're a small or large team, or even for an individual grant recipient wanting to handle their own assets. And just to note, there's no subscription. Currently, there's a one-time 9-year on-chain deposit per treasury, but we're actively working to reduce that soon. And since we launched Near Treasury, we've had some great traction. We've seen over 50 treasuries created with $100 million of existing assets that those teams can now manage on Near Treasury. We've also had over $25 million worth of transactions that went through multi-sig approvals. And we've been getting some great feedback and have been iterating constantly. And we have some pretty exciting news coming soon, maybe in the next town hall, so stay tuned for that. And now I'd like to move over to NERN, which was built to address a different challenge that we see across the ecosystem. There are lots of teams, including the NEAR Foundation and other partners, who want to be able to scale their initiatives and fund people who bring value to the ecosystem. And on the other side, there are amazing community contributors who want to discover those opportunities and get paid. But it's not easy to make that connection or know where to get started. And this is where NERN helps close that gap. It's a gigs marketplace that makes it easy for both sides. So if you're a sponsor, like a DAO or a partner, you can create a profile for your organization, post various opportunities, and manage the submissions all in one place. And when it comes time to pay, you can issue payments through Near Treasury directly from the NERN dashboard. And if you're a contributor, like a developer, designer, marketer, you can also create your profile, explore opportunities based on your skills, and even get email notifications, and apply or submit your work to get funded. And the goal is really to make it easy for these two groups to come together and collaborate. And on the sponsor side specifically, to just simplify the whole workflow from posting an opportunity to reviewing submissions and managing the payouts. And NERN is totally free to use, whether you're posting opportunities or applying to them. And since we launched NERN back in June, we've seen over 650 users register, 28 sponsor accounts with 45 listings and nearly 400 submissions, and over $1 million worth of value earned through bounties, projects, and sponsorships. So that momentum is continuing to grow, and we're very excited about that. And that's a quick look at what we've been building. So again, Near Treasury makes it easy to manage and govern shared funds, and NERN helps you discover opportunities and support contributors across the ecosystem. And like I said, they do work well together to streamline the full workflow. And you can get started at the links here and find docs and support channels as well. And as always, we'd love to hear your feedback. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, Ori. Everyone check out NERN. Devhub been putting in some love to that product, and it is working seamlessly. So go check it out. Thanks for coming, Ori. Lastly, we got Igbos from Solvium. Igbos, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
Perfect. Go ahead and present your screen, and then it's all yours.
Okay, just a minute. All right. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah, let me just, yes, now it's on there.
All right. Okay. So good day, everyone. This is Iboza Israel from Sovium team. Basically, what we are building is an AI-powered puzzle game platform, and we we are combining community engagement tools, which is powered by AI, games and crypto rewards, and all that. But I just go quickly to just focus on the interesting parts, like breaking it down. So our platform is like AI powered. That's when it comes to the gaming aspect. And one of the challenges, because we launched our first MVP earlier this year, and we had some challenges with having users. So what we are doing now is we want to bring wallets right onto Telegram and Discord. Not just bringing the wallet, but to be able to, we are integrating it together with the game. Getting onto the game, you already are like having a near wallet address, and you don't need to be connecting to external or browser wallets from here and there automatically in the game. And not just that, we we are bringing intent and also Byte AI for now, right on Telegram and then on Discord. So you have the AI, then you can be able to do like everything DeFi and every other thing that in every wallet does right in the game there. And then to earn and own NFTs and tokens and all that. These are the basic thing that we are doing. And the interesting part in the community engagement is you'll be able to add the Telegram or the Discord bot into like your group or your servers, and then you use it to engage with your community, and then it helps with education and then also with rewards. So for communities on here, like projects, we are bringing a tool that is fully AI powered to you, and then you are be able to like use it to reward your community. You don't need like external links to websites to be doing this, which sometimes really bore and take users away. And then the gaming aspect also. So what we are doing with the AI is often when we come to blockchain and gaming, the challenge is the games are really static and all that. But we are prioritizing education also. So the AI prioritizes adopting to like the speed and the knowledge of the person playing the games, and then it adjusts difficulties, or the questions come and reframes in such a way that the user is about to actually take proper use of the platform, learn, enjoy gaming experience, and also to be able to like have rewards. And the good thing is that we have a demo that we were able to just share a sneak peek yesterday. But for now, I'm not doing that on here. But by next week, we should have like fully everything, the wallet integrated, the game, the community engagement tool, which we are starting with the quiz. We all be available for the entire NEAR community to actually try this on, and this will be really really cool. And I hope that we embrace this and use it with us. So thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much for coming, Igbos, and good to see all the progress with Solvium. Super excited to keep following your progress. That's it for today's, ladies and gentlemen. The town hall has come to an end, and before we close it off, I encourage everyone, if you haven't already, tuned into the weekly ship stream. Arto also mentioned it briefly on the call. It's with Cameron from the AI. You should give it a watch. And this is seriously where all the AI Crypto Alpha on Near Protocol is. There are so many great teams building, and I want to give a huge shout out to all the teams building and to Cameron for highlighting all the good AI stuff being shipped on Near week after week. The stream is usually live on Thursdays at 8 p.m. CET. Make sure to tune in on Near Protocol Official's X account. The future is near and it's not waiting. As you heard on this call and what you can see, Near is really shipping infrastructure for blockchain, for AI, for agents, and for the next era of the internet. And we won't stop until Near is the backbone of the agentic web. Near is where users own AI, it's where AI agents coordinate, and it's where the agentic internet scales. As you saw just now, the Near Protocol community is grinding, building, and showing the world what's possible. So shout out to every dev, founder, and community member pushing this vision forward. Near isn't just a protocol, it's a movement for truly user-owned AI. As always, what was presented at this town hall, none of this is financial advice, of course. You should DYOR, do your own research, and most importantly, use your own judgment. But if you're paying attention, you know where the signal is. Subscribe to Near Week to stay in the loop. And if you're building something amazing, this stage is yours. You can present whatever your project has been building. Do not hesitate to hit us up. Till next time, see you next month. Keep building, stay AI, and remember, the future of AI runs on Near. See you all. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Truly open AI is Near. Follow Near Protocol. Subscribe to Near Week.